Welcome to Just the News. Please subscribe, like, share, and comment. Vera Sharav was only 3 years old when her world collapsed. She and her family were chased out of Romania and herded into a concentration camp in Ukraine during World War II, where they were left to wait and starve. The cloud of death was always there, Sharav told the Epoch Times. Weekly, a list determined who would be sent where, whether it be a death or slave labor camp, she said. While at the camp, she said her father died of typhus when she was 5, which had been widespread throughout the camps because of the cold and malnutrition. After 3 years at the camp, she was rescued in 1944, she said. My mother got wind that a few orphans would be transported out of the camp, so she lied and said I was an orphan to save my life, and that's how I wound up leaving, Sharav said. This began what she called her odyssey as a child without parents, left to her own intuition and keen critical assessment of others' intentions. I had to assess who I could trust to take care of me, she said. While on a train to the port of Constanța, Romania, where there were 3 boats awaiting to take groups of people to Palestine, she befriended a family. However, upon arrival, she found herself assigned a boat with other orphan children that would separate her from the family with whom she felt she could trust. So she rebelled. No matter what, I could not be convinced to get on that boat, she said. Miraculously, in the end, they gave in to me. Seasick, she fell asleep that night, only to wake up to find that the boat with the orphans had been torpedoed by who she said she found out decades later to have been the Russians. Though she carried guilt for having survived, she was grateful she resisted because that resistance kept her alive, she said. I do not obey authority, and it saved my life. Weaponized medicine's memories returned in 2020 during the web of COVID-19 restrictions that spun out of control with the help of media propaganda, she said. So now, when people are obeying authority mindlessly, giving up their rights to make decisions about their own lives and what goes into their own bodies, I think back to that time, she said. Today, Sharav is a medical activist and founder of the Alliance for Human Research Protection, a network of laypeople and professionals who work to uphold humanitarian values and ethical standards established in the Hippocratic Oath, the Nuremberg Code, and the Universal Declaration on Bioethics. Most recently, she's joined with Scott Scarra, co-founder of Our Amazing Grace's Light Shines On Incorporated. Scott Scarra. Courtesy of Scott Scarra, both Sharav and Scarra discussed with the Epoch Times what they saw as parallels between the National Socialist regime in Germany and the current medical directives being carried out in the United States through government funding. Since the death of his 19-year-old daughter Grace in a hospital in 2021, after having been injected with a combination of drugs that he found out later was part of a federal hospital protocol, Scarra called what was happening genocide. He has been crusading to tell his daughter's story and network. Under the Nazi regime, Sharav said, medicine was weaponized, as it has been today. Though the Jews were the primary target, she said, the first medically murdered victims were disabled German infants and children under the age of 3. Thanks for watching Just the News. Please subscribe, like, share, and comment.